Building Zelda's Lullaby is not as actually as hard as it sounds when you're actually doing it in a beginner level. It may be beginner level, but it actually is a little bit more dexterous when it comes to those that can't exactly play 1 to 2 hands. I play it a lot different in being I play both hands than I do only one hand in one section. So playing it a little bit difficult or differently than difficulty, is a little more dexterous than what most people would play. Building it is not as hard when it comes to doing it in a program such as bandlab. Um, with just simple recording, I can take only one instrument I want. So, for instance, I want this harp here. So I'm going to start where it starts on C, and then I'm going to go start and record this line, and it starts in C. See, and also when it comes to actually building it by ear, and that's a little bit more far spacing than what it needs to be. It actually needs to start like, and then it goes into, then back to. So that's just the first part. The first part is just the learning the 1 2 3s, or at least the counting of 1 2 3 is just 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Not going 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3, 1 2 3. And then it goes into the so that's just C, G, E, C, A, F. And that's F sharp. That's not F natural, F sharp. That's going from one, I think it's a half step or whole step. I think it's a whole step up. So, but you're still staying on C when going in the shifting of A and F sharp. So it's F, G, E, F, A, F, or C, A, F, C, G, A, C, G, E, C, A, F, and then goes into, actually it's, no, lost it, crud. Alright, hold on. There it is. So it's B, D, A, and it just goes down, just goes 1, 2. This goes C, B, C, B, B, A. So it just goes. And then back up to D, and then D. Either it's D, D, F, or D, C. I think it's D, C, F. So. Now it's D, C, F. Yeah, it's D, C, F. So it does go back to. So then it goes into that twice, and then we're actually going to play that along with this violin here. Just going to play it. We're not going to record it, or we can record it and play it. Or no, we'll just play it. So just goes into that. Actually, it would be easier to record it because that way it's. Now, with plain Zelda's Lullaby, the actual melody is not as hard to pick out as it is to, say, either play or either to memorize. I was able to pick it out by just pretty much figuring out what each note in the actual game of Ocarina of Time was to corresponding note on the piano. So it just starts on B in octave 4, and then B, D, A, and then build up from there is B, D, and then back to A in the higher octaves, octave 5. So it's actually played in the key, I believe it's the key of C, so just C major, to where it's just on the natural keys. And then you can add the flair of G, A, B. It's just B, A, G. And it goes where into the upper sections of G, A, G, D. And that's just the first section. So again, that's mainly just these two sections here in the purple and the red. So that's played together. So if we were to re-record this, because this is not as in actual plain timing as the notes in the purple, so we're actually going to re-record this and play along with it in just a second here. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the initial. Okay, so that's where the most spacing should be. And then back into the melody, which is just going to follow along. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, that's not right. Because we actually had a starting point there when we actually played the initial. So it's actually going to go 4 different times, or 2 different times with the intro. So just 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the second section that actually plays after the initial, after it's D, C, A. Oop, back into the harp. The D. No, that's not the right instrument. What are you doing? Thank you. The D, C, F. Mostly it just goes back into. It goes into a simple section of just playing from F. So that's F, A, C, E, bass. So that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That goes into 6 notes played. So, and then it goes down to E, G, B, D. And then the other part goes down again, just going D, A, D, F, A, C. And that's played again 6 notes. And that's played again down once more, the final time, down back into C, E, G, B. So that's. So then that's played once more up in F, A, C, E. And then it switches the third time into going into D, G, D, G, A, C. And then that's played again 6 notes, going down back to. It's going to become a B flat to G. And then that just goes. And then this part always eludes me because I'm not exactly sure how it's supposed to flow in tandem with notes. Because it goes D, A, C, F, A, C. And then it's G, D, B, G. So that again, that's D, A, C, F, A, C. So it goes like that. So building that all together, we'll delete this and we'll delete this. Go back into harp, play the entirety. So it's. Initial. Second. So then go ahead and copy into that to your guitar. This is how it should sound with harp and guitar. And then add that, copy that to your cello. Okay, and then mute those for just a second. Do just the harp, and then mute that for a second, and do your violin. Excuse me. How should it sound? Oh, sorry. I forgot there was the initial first. Alright, so go back in there, and then It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Second. Messed up that last part there, but that's okay. Went back to the initial note. So, really, the second part is not as hard as the first part, where it's just the first natural going into B, A, G, or B, D, A. So going from B, D, A, going into octave 5, and then down to G, and then D. Back up to going into octave 6. And then playing down, and then that's just playing D, C, B, C, E, G. And then playing down, that's a bit of a drop. So that's going from C, B, C, B into E. So that's C, B, A, B, A, E. And then back into D, B, D, C, B, C, B, G. And then going into C, G, G. C, G, G. So it's played. So then all together, following that, to unmuting, 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 should all together sound. And that's the entirety of Zelda's Lullaby. That's how you build it, and that's how you play it. If you're not really comfortable with playing section by section, if you build it in a program like this, it's easier. Um, but that's pretty much the summary of that, and I'm not exactly sure how to present it mostly because I'm not doing. I mean, I'm kind of doing a tutorial, but not exactly doing a tutorial. But mainly is how I'm trying to do these is pretty much do different ways of how people can play certain songs if they are, say, neurodivergent or any way that like it complicates them to play with both hands. So this is basically the one way to do it. And if you have anything that has a recording feature, anything that has a certain recording factor, then that is one way to do this, is to build the song in a program like this. So thank you. And I will probably be back with another video. Bye.